First time caller, long time listener. Thanks for all the cake. You're listening to Cake. Chris and Ketty experience.
Pretty good, right?
Where is my contribution?
You can hear it. You're in the harmony section.
Oh, that's all I'm good for?
Harmony?
Background?
No, I'm saying harmony. You're saying
I'm
background.
fodder.
Fodder? I'm the fodder. Because I'm having a baby.
Guys, I'm so fucking pregnant.
We are going to do a couple of life updates, and then you know what? Hold on, I can tilt down from here. Today's episode is going to be about extracurricular activities.
Extracurricular activities.
Because I think we would have had different extracurricular. Oh God! Oh, I've drastically moved the camera strictly to your face. That was a mistake, and now I can't move it. Oh, okay, we're back. Anyway, today's episode is going to be about extracurricular activities.
Wonderful. My extracurricular activities consist of...
No. That's not the format.
Okay.
First, we're going to do a life update. Okay? And then we're going to talk about our old extracurricular activities, like growing up.
Oh.
Because the podcast is about like our relationship in the different cultures that we grew up in. Yeah?
Da.
And as you guys can see, we got lighting now. Look at that. Just pink light. There's a... Oh, I'm sorry. This is blue light. I don't know colors anymore.
Pink. Blue.
So you can't see that if you're listening to this on the internet. But if you're seeing it, then you know. Ta-da. We done it. So, life updates. How is this pregnancy going? You seem very miserable today.
Yeah. I'm pretty miserable today. But I had a pretty good streak of like 4 days. From Thursday all the way until like today morning, where I felt pretty good. And I don't know what happened throughout this day, but, you know, we were at work for a little bit at the Normies, and then we came home, and I worked from home, and I really tried to focus on completing the things that I was trying to do, but, like, I don't know why my head was just, like, exploding. And then we had a really long meeting that was kind of annoying, so...
Oh, I have this for you.
I ended up taking a nap. And I'm not a good napper. Despite my body wanting to nap, my mind does not want to nap. And every time I wake up from a nap, I feel like I have missed a century of events.
Well, what you did do recently is get to go to the fair as a pregnant lady, and there's a ton of pregnant ladies at the fair. I don't know what it is about the Indiana State Fair or the Indianapolis State Fair, but, well, no, I guess it is the Indiana State Fair. It's in Indianapolis because we're the capital. We're cool. But it'd be a bunch of pregnant ladies there.
There'd be a bunch of pregnant ladies there.
Yes, and you was one of them.
I haven't seen a single one.
Really? I've been seeing a lot of pregnant ladies there.
Maybe they have food babies.
No, they probably got both.
Yeah. I definitely had both.
What'd you have? What'd you eat at the whole point of going to the state fair is to ride rides. Marquetta can't because we're not trying to scramble our eggs, but we ate food. We had a blasphemous pulled pork sugar biscuit.
Yeah.
It's blasphemous because
even
it was delicious.
Even though none of us eat pork.
We really don't eat pork like that, but we tucked that bitch away.
That was a deal.
It was. Oh, yeah.
We were shopping for deals.
Marquetta has to get corn all the time.
Every time.
Roasted corn is important.
Hey, this is Indiana.
Yeah.
You have to go.
Yeah.
And have corn.
I got the turkey leg, which is, grilled turkey leg. That's the jam.
He always looks like a savage when it's a giant thing. I don't know if you've ever had turkey leg, or for all of our non-American listeners.
You know what a turkey is.
Okay. Do they though? My parents probably never had turkey.
Oh, that's a good point.
Okay. So turkey leg, the American of variety, is the size of like a 2-liter water bottle.
No, this is no, not a 2 liter. 2
1 liter.
1 liter. I thought you knew liters.
Well, I thought this was 2 liters.
No, 2 liters are huge.
So, imagine 1 liter water bottle.
Yes, about
in a meat form.
And it's about 40 centimeters long. Is that right?
No.
How long is 40?
No.
Is 40 centimeters really small?
No, that's too long. It's like 20.
20 centimeters.
20 centimeters. It's a thick thick thigh.
It is, and it's delicious. And
I don't know. I mean, I the turkey leg gets old for me really fast. Like I have 3 bites and I feel like I've had enough, and then I'm just stuck with like meat bone in my hand.
Yeah, you just got to stick through. It's also a good weapon if you ever need one.
Oh, definitely.
But it's a good amount of protein. I love it. It's super delicious. You just gotta. I don't know. I've been to Czech. Y'all eat a whole pig knee. I guarantee you, if someone's over there doing roasted turkey legs by the ton, and that's a British ton, TONNE. They spell it different. I think it's also a different measurement. But about a British ton. We
Wait,
make a bunch
what?
Of money.
The tons are different?
They're spelled different.
The British and American tons should be the same because it's the imperial system. If anything, a metric ton should be different from the imperial ton.
A metric shit
but
ton.
It also shouldn't, because why would you call it the same thing if it's different?
See, you were tired a second ago. I knew if we started shitting on the imperial system, you'd turn up. So I do want to say this as a disclaimer for anybody who's already here 6 minutes into this podcast and you're wondering what it's about. We talk about some cultural differences and like our cool, interesting relationship. All relationships are probably cool and interesting, but ours is the most cool and interesting, and that's just how it is.
That's just facts.
I was playing soccer earlier today, and I told people I couldn't go out and have any beer because I was going to come and do this. So if you guys are listening, I did it.
Shout out to the jabronis.
What? They're not the jabronis.
They're not the jabronis?
No. This is Fountain Square soccer.
Did you change leagues?
No. When was I ever on the jabronis?
Justin
plays with a bunch of jabronis. There's another guy, another group of people. This is like co-ed league. It's a different thing.
I just feel like Justin just brings the jabroni energy into every team.
He kind of does, but
so
now these guys are cool. I don't even know how I ended up on this team. Someone asked me if I wanted to play, and I said yeah. So I'm doing that and abusing my knees weekly. I also signed up for a marathon, which is probably a bad idea. So here's my life updates. It's getting down to the end of summer. The cicadas are out, and our cat is bringing us on a weekly average 2 half-dead cicadas because cicadas like to be born, they like to eat, molt, fucking, and die. That's their whole entire thing. And they start dropping in the yard. And Bodie, that's our cat. He's like, I'm a real good hunter. I'm gonna start bringing in these hats. They're moving, so he's like, I hunted it, and so he's like, let me drop these bitches off. I came home, I almost stepped on one. It was like doing that riving thing. It was like, zzz, zzz. And I was like, all right. So I scooped him up. I threw him outside, let one of the birds eat him. He bought us a bird. Also, first bird he's ever caught. He was very proud of himself.
We have recently received a lot of offerings from our cat.
A lot of offerings, which I'm proud of him. He's doing his job. He knows we're talking about him. Yes, you. He's doing his job, and I'm proud of him for that. So I think he's putting in work. And we also now are going to attribute the one dead chipmunk we had to him too. There was another dead chipmunk that was missing a head and its body. It was just a ass or a tail and a head. And we figured there's a hawk that did that, but he's not that surgical. Or maybe one of the neighborhood kids who's definitely working on becoming a true crime connoisseur.
Well, let's hope not.
So those are my life updates. The cat's been trying to get me to step on dumb shit. He hasn't thrown up on the floor in a while, but he has been absolutely.
He's bringing you snackies.
Yeah, I don't want them, and
he
I don't know how to
said,
tell him not to.
Summer, that's out. Cicadas. That's it.
You know what he's gonna do? That's a Mark Ribier reference. That's a deep cut. He's going to leave you a cicada on your pillow, and you're gonna lose your shit.
Oh my god.
Bzz. All right.
I feel like I'm at a dentist's office every time that happens.
Oh, because like a drill for your teeth? Oh my god.
It's like, please don't.
Oh, I just thought of another good episode too. Next time we'll talk about our parents because they're so vastly different folks too. But
oh Lord.
Oh Lord. Anyway, extracurricular activities. So growing up as a young child.
There's nothing else to update.
Oh, you've got lightning crotch, and I thought that was like a superpower, but apparently it's not.
Oh no, that's not. It's the very opposite of a superpower. It's like it's like I don't know, like a downgrade.
A downgrade? Oh, like you're not getting a nerf, you're getting a buff. You're not getting buffed, you're getting nerf.
Yeah.
Oh no, God thought you were
whatever
too
that
cool.
means.
I had to nerf you a bit. It's a video game term. You should know this by now.
Sorry.
Oh my god, and you're burping. All right. Any other life? No, we went to the state fair. Yeah, we did that.
We went to the state fair.
I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I'm about 5 weeks away from giving birth if
Hell
all
yeah.
goes well.
Are you ready? Damn, you can't just knock that. No, do that again. I want everybody to hear what Marquetta just knocked on wood. Hold on. Go for it. You can hear the reverb in the springs. That's a lot.
It's kind of cool.
Okay.
Anyway,
Make you some bass drums.
so yeah, 5 weeks.
Yeah.
I don't know how I feel about that.
I'm pretty excited. I'm really curious as to what our baby's gonna look like. I know they look like goop when they're first born, but you know, oh man, we should put our faces in one of them "What your baby gonna look like" thing, and then we can like compare and contrast. You know what I mean?
Like
One of those
AI stuff.
AI or no, they got regular eyes. It's not even AI. They just steal your eyes and my nose and skin tone.
That sounds like AI.
You know,
Sure.
I know that there's some Czechs that are worried about immigrants stealing their culture. You do know that.
What?
You know, people are like, I don't want those immigrants in my country because they're going to change the culture of Czech drastically.
Oh.
You know.
Well, speaking of immigrants and changing of cultures, we watched a very traumatic movie
Oh, we did.
yesterday.
Well, hold on. I just wanted to finish my point before we talk about the movie.
Okay.
Because my point was, it's not like our baby is going to be like black and Czech. She's going to fuck shit up.
Chex Mix.
She's going to find all the black Czechs. That sounds like all the black chicks.
She's gonna.
She'll find them too. She'll find her people. We're going to help.
Yeah.
Well, you know.
I feel like it's gonna be very
Czech.
easy to find those people because they're all gonna be in Prague.
Yeah. I'm just going to find out where the barbershop is.
There's gonna be like 5 of them.
No, I think in Prague it'll be different. You remember we watched so there's this reality TV show called Too Hot to Handle, right? And the whole entire purpose is they get the hottest people ever. They put them all in a house and they lie to them and tell them it's a dating show and they all think they're going to be boning each other and just like fucking left and right. But then they're like, haha, you can't. If you have sex, then you lose money, right? But we found out they did a Czech version and one of the girls in the Czech version was mixed. Boom. They exist.
I'm not saying they exist. I said there's about 5 of them.
There's definitely more than 5.
Okay. I mean, we'll see.
I just gotta hope. Don't say that. I have to move there. If I can't listen to Thundercat, Dragon Ball Durag with people and they understand the references, I'm gonna be very sad.
Well, I understand the reference.
I know you do, but you already understand the references. You know what I mean. When I get friends and shit. Anyway, we watched the movie. We can't talk about the movie though because we have a movie club podcast.
I'm sorry, that's a different franchise.
We can talk about the movie lightly. You can't be cutting into my other stuff. I'll be double dipping. I'll get in trouble at work by myself. You'll have to write me up.
Yeah, are you watching that movie for the podcast?
Kinda, maybe.
No, you're not.
You don't know that.
I do know that. I know your schedule.
My schedule is what I make it.
Anyway, we watched Civil War, an A24 movie. A24, guaranteed to traumatize you every single time.
It did make you you were fucking fired up. We watched it. It was like midnight. Marquez
I was
like,
turned. I was
shit.
seething, and I don't know. That movie was a lot. Honestly, and it was an excellent movie. I recommend it. I don't know that I would watch it again though because it was just not zone of interest kind of traumatizing, but more like Handmaid's Tale kind of traumatizing, as in like near future dystopia that is way too possible in current climate.
Plausible, maybe.
Plausible.
Yeah. Because California and Texas linking up to do shit together that's like, while we were watching the movie, I was like, no. Like, we stopped it and talked about it a few times. I was like, I can see it. And the more like it sat and simmered. And then I looked at the fucking map and it was like, Arizona and New Mexico are all for the president. I was like, well, okay, well, that doesn't make any fucking sense. Someone online did say, but what if it's like a lying map? Because it's the one that the president shows. Mm-hmm. So maybe he's like lying about like who actually supports him and who doesn't. So it's propaganda. I was like, that makes more sense than...
Mm-hmm. Because the troops would technically be organizing on enemy territory.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
And they had like a huge, I don't know what it is. Formation.
I don't fucking know.
Base. Yeah.
Yeah, they had a base. But so the movie surrounds a wartime photographer and how fucked up it is and all that. So I dug it because wartime photography seems like the only actual wartime skill I would be good at. I just got done playing soccer for an hour and my knees are done, so running probably ain't it. I'm okay at shooting, but I guarantee you there's people who are practicing way too hard right now, and they're going to be way better. So, fuck that noise. Damn, I like science. Yeah, I do the photography. I would try to be a journalist, not like just the propaganda wing of whatever regime. Unless I can make really fun propaganda.
I don't know what I would be. Probably be at UNICEF or something.
Yeah, you'd definitely be helping, doing something cool to help.
Yeah.
Yeah. Doctors Without Borders, Nita Marqueta.
I'm not. Can we just not get to that point?
Yes.
Anyway, watch the movie. It's great, but also have a friend or somebody on call.
Yeah.
Because it's rough.
All right.
9 out of 10.
9 out of 10. Oh, yeah, definitely give it a 9 out of 10. So, extracurricular activities. Oh, hold on. We need something to lead into this. I think what about this? Yeah? I can only press it once. That's barely a fireball.
What about meow?
You see meow in there? Oh.
Beautiful.
So, oh no. So yes, anyway. Extracurricular activities. So, I grew up in the old Garys of Indiana. Fun place. And I didn't really get into extracurricular activities specifically have to be things after school. I didn't get into any after school shit. Except for one thing as like in elementary school.
Huh.
It was a
So hold on. Because as we know, Chris is a musician.
Yes.
And you used to be part of the marching band.
Yeah.
And isn't that not considered an extracurricular?
No, it is.
Okay.
It's a sport. Fight me. It's a fucking sport.
So rephrase what you just said.
Elementary school.
Elementary school. Oh.
First, primary school. That's what y'all call it, right?
Okay, yeah.
So in primary school, I was in choir, and then my voice changed. I couldn't do that anymore. And in like 3rd or 4th grade, there was a play.
Do you have any videos where you are in puberty?
No, I don't think so. We'd have to look because we were in that weird transitional period, like before cell phones, and when like maybe everybody had a JVC camera, but no one was like really bringing them out. You know what I mean? Like the one I have downstairs. There was a play about the Tuskegee Airmen, and I didn't want to be in it. And then when I saw all my friends were in it, I wanted to be in it. And this was like after school thing. We were like practicing for it was like 3rd grade, and they were like, "Hey, you want to be in it?" And I was like, "Yeah." And they were like, "Well, you missed your chance." I was like, "I know, but I still want to do it." And they're like, "You get to be atmosphere." And I was like, "Oh, what's atmosphere?" And they're like, "You're gonna open and close the curtains." And I was like, "Fuck yeah!" I was practicing. You know, you get the little rope going. I was good at it too. I was really fucking good. No one was closing curtains like me in 3rd grade. I could have been a professional.
I'm proud of you.
Could have went all state. Did you do any extracurricular activities in primary school, elementary school? You was a little chibi.
So,
elementary school is kindergarten through 5th, 6th.
Okay. So I remember school for young little babies like that from like the ages of I guess 5 years old to
10 or 11.
Yeah. At the beginning it's very short because we don't want to overwhelm babies with too much stuff.
We was in there for the whole day.
So,
a lot of nap time though.
Well, yeah. So yeah, at the beginning you have like 3 hours and you have like nap time, and then eventually your parents come. But in the afternoon, you basically can just play. You can do whatever you want. And then that's kindergarten. Then when you start actual school, we used to have 4 45-minute long classes, like reading, math, the basic stuff. And then after that, we would go to lunch. We'd have like school lunches. They were super cute.
So your morning would go 4 classes.
Yeah.
Then lunch.
Yeah.
And then what'd you do in the afternoon?
And then in the afternoon, I think we were poor.
Oh no!
Because I'm realizing that my parents couldn't pick me up from school at that point because it was too early, and they were both at work. But my brother at the time was like, I would be in 1st grade and my brother would be in 3rd grade. So he was able to like take me home with him around like after lunch for about an hour. I was waiting for him, and then we would go home. But I remember for a little bit I was like in the after school like club, and then I stopped going. And I think it's because we didn't have money.
What did you do in the after school?
Because I was literally just Well, in the after school club, we would do we could learn how to sew, or
Okay.
we could like play with. We could just play, or we could learn some like manual. Like,
What you got to choose?
I remember I tried to like make a dress for my doll. So I was sewing for a little bit, and then I just went to. I loved painting, so I was just like painting. I was in my own world.
This explains why you're so good at it.
Sure. And then, but I remember at some point I just stopped going, and I was just like always waiting in the hallway. And until like my brother was out of school, or like out of his
so you
classes,
just like kind of hung out then.
I was literally just alone in a hallway for an hour.
That seems reckless.
So because I couldn't walk home by myself, and now that makes me realize that's because my parents didn't have money to pay for the after school club.
Couldn't be a latchkey kid neither. You're too young. Question: did you have fun classes? So in our school, in elementary school, this is from kindergarten to fifth. We had an art class every week and a Spanish class every week. Those were always super fun. So did you have like art class?
Yeah, we had. I remember we had 2 hours uninterrupted time for art.
And what about Spanish class? Were you guys learning Spanish?
I started taking English in my 3rd grade.
Okay, so it was about the same, except for they dropped Spanish like as a add-on in American schools the last year that I had it, or at least Indiana. They probably still have it. Every fucking state does its own thing. But okay, bet. So
if you go to like private like Montessori school or something, you will probably have multiple languages.
oh, the Montessori schools in Czech or here?
In Czech.
Oh, damn. Okay. All right. And last thing before we move on from elementary school.
Yeah. Also, I just want to say that there was this one time when my 1st grade class made a play.
Ooh.
It was like the birth of Jesus.
What? I thought you guys did Mikolash.
Which is so weird because, most of my countrymen are atheists, including
The
most
women,
of
too.
my friends from school. And most of those kids are still my friends, and I know they're atheists. And I know the teachers are too, but we were like doing a play about the birth of Christ.
Huh.
And I
Pretty
remember
cool for a bunch of heathens.
I remember I was responsible for the ram, or the little lamb.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which was like bread. It was like baked little lamb.
Was it shaped like a lamb? Or
Yeah,
you were
shaped,
okay,
yeah.
you
So-
had a
so-
loaf of bread shaped like a lamb.
Yes. And
Okay.
and it was like wrapped in a blanket. It was just all cute. And then I fucking dropped it, and it shattered because it was old and hard. And I like dropped it like an hour before the play.
In Christian schools, that'll get you beat up. That'll get you 30 lashes. I don't know. You can't drop the lamb.
I didn't drop it on purpose. I was just like trying to fix you know how babies are uncoordinated?
Yeah.
Like I'm 5 or 6, and I'm like trying to like fix it so it looks pretty, and then it just like
That's what you get for trying.
it shattered so comically into like thousands of pieces.
Damn.
There was nothing to be done. Someone had to go home and get like a teddy bear that we wrapped in like white stuff, so it
Okay.
looked like
Like a lamb.
a lamb.
Elementary school for me, no extracurriculars, but I did have this one hobby of drawing airplanes. There was an art book that had a bunch of airplanes in it. So I would just take that and draw those airplanes. And I'm not going to lie, I was kind of fucking dope at it. Probably still draw an airplane now. I'll try later.
Okay.
It's not going to come out well. If we have our
Short
own...
incoming.
If we have our own... when we're advertising this, I'll draw that fucking airplane. But I did that, and I fought a lot. Like a lot. Like I got into fights
You were fighting?
yearly.
So you know what happened to me?
Yeah.
I used to be very reclusive child, and at some point, these 2 girls approached me.
Their names were? Shout them out.
I don't want to give them a shout out.
Damn.
They are not my friends right now.
She said, fuck y'all.
But anyway, these 2 girls approached me, and they were like the popular girls.
Yeah.
And they were like, okay,
We'll call them Petra 1 and Petra 2.
sure. They were like, okay, we would like you to join our club. And I'm like, what club? What are you talking about? It's like, our like girl club. You want to join us?
Secret?
And sure, probably. I mean, they told me about it. I didn't know about it. So, I was just like, no.
Hard pass.
They were so mad because they thought they were like, I guess, doing me a favor. But I was just so confused. And I also, I think I was very, like, not very socially smart. And I didn't understand that they were actually trying to be my friends. So, yeah, that was weird. Yeah. I don't think I had, like, an actual friend well, I had a friend in kindergarten. But then we didn't go into the same, like, primary school afterwards.
Okay.
She went to somewhere else. So then I was alone. And then eventually I made friends with some other loser kids like me.
The loser squad. That's an it reference.
It was so weird. Like, these, like, two popular girls were just like, you want to be in our club? And I was like, what the fuck are you talking about?
They saw something in you that we've all seen in you, Ketty. Join the cool kids.
No.
The last fight I got into at school, because we got hit too, we got paddled a lot. The principal, she used to have a sorority paddle wrapped in duct tape with holes in it.
That's illegal.
Oh my God. I'm not gonna lie, she low-key crazy. Like, I still see people from elementary school every now and again, which was all the way up in Gary, but a bunch of them moved down to Indianapolis. I'll see them and I'll be like, y'all remember this shit, right? And they're like, yeah, bro, that shit was kind of wild, right?
That's
like,
illegal.
Right? So, yeah, she used to do that. She swung off on me after I had a fight with this kid, and she hit me so hard. Like, I lifted up. Like, I was like bent over a couch, essentially. And she was like, all right, I'm only going to hit you twice. This is what you get for fighting. And, like, maybe I was a little bitch-ass kid. I don't know. But I felt like she hit me like a grown-ass man. Like, I remember this to this day. I was hit hard enough that I am 30 years old, and I had to have been in 5th grade. I still remember this shit. I remember her name.
I'm so sorry.
And so she was ready for the second one, and I was like, call my mom. Call her. She was like, if I call your mom, you're going to get suspended. You already got hit once. I was like, I don't care. Call her. I am in trouble. She can deal with me at home. I'm going to call her. I sat down. I was like, nah, I don't give two entire fucks. Like, because, getting your mom called is like big. Like, that's really bad at school, right? So,
is it?
Yeah. Like, if they have to call your parents, you're usually going to get fucked up by your parents. Like, you're getting fucked up one way or another. So I was like, I was like, call her. That's it. I'm done. And so she calls my mom. I'm sitting there crying my ass off. My mom gets there, and she's like, what happened? And then the principal's like, the principal's not even a fucking teacher. Principal's like, well, he was fighting with this other kid. I bit this kid in the back, but he was whooping my ass, so he had it coming. And I got bullied a bunch too, but I was like the kind of kid who would fight back. Like, bullying me was like pointless because we're just gonna get into a fight anyway. So my mom's like, son, listen, like, you don't want to get suspended. Just take this other paddle. Like, just. She's like, you're already
Your
here.
mom did not say that.
She's like, you're already halfway through. This is your punishment. And
no,
like,
what the fuck?
I was like, because in my mom's mind, she's like, I don't know, she's trying to teach me a lesson about, hey, you started on this dumbass journey, now fucking finish it. I don't know, but
I'm sorry, but that is a lawsuit.
In this school, you signed off to get, like, corporal punishment was the thing. So look. Wait,
corporal punishment means everybody in class gets the same punishment.
Is that what that means?
Yes.
I don't know. Whatever hitting punishment means. You sure? We'll look it up. If you sign up to this school, you get spanked. That's just how it is, right? Like, if you fuck up. So none of the girls really ever got hit. Anyway, listen.
How do you even put that in your fucking bylaws?
The principal is getting ready to spank me again, right? And she winds up.
As an educator, I'm just very concerned right now.
Oh, they were about it. Some of these teachers were fucking about it.
So our child, like...
No, God, no. No, fuck no. What? No, not at all. That's not even... No. Principal winds up. She's getting ready for the next one. Swings back and hits me like...
Because your mom is there? Bitch!
What the fuck? My mom's like, see, it wasn't even that bad. I said, no. She hit me so hard when you were... She was...
Wow.
Okay, I see how it is. You go back down.
You got worked.
Right? I was like... It was, I don't know. It was like one... It's like a moment in growing up where I was like, oh, so this... And in my mind, I was like, this lady's fucked up. You can't be hitting kids as hard because they're fighting. That's what kids do. Like, What lesson are you teaching me other than don't trust adults with paddles? Half of those kids, I guarantee you, half of these fucking boys that this lady spanked are at some fucking freak club right now getting whipped in the ass, and they're thinking about her. She can fuck people up. I'm not one of them. I do the ass whipping.
Okay.
On the junior
Well,
high.
that went some places.
My extracurriculars in elementary school are getting beat up
Is
by
BDSM.
students and including teachers. Yeah, people pay good shit for that.
Jesus Christ. Okay.
So junior high, I'll tell you the.
Well, but this is not an extracurricular. You were just
I know,
fucking.
but I'm just telling you because I didn't have any extracurriculars. That was it. Fighting.
Oh.
Fighting was my extracurricular. I was
Jesus.
a little brawler.
I think at that time was when I started going to my dance classes.
We gotta lock down the ages though, so we can understand.
I believe I was between the ages of 11 to 14 when I was going to my dance classes.
Okay, so I think junior high for me would have been about 12, 13, 14. Yeah, so about 12 through 14, and then 16 you start high school. So cool. We had a lockdown. 3 solid years.
So yeah, I loved dance, but
What kind of dance?
it was like a disco / hip hop. It was like modern.
This is hip hop. This is how you make it hip hop. Was it one of those?
Yeah.
Oh my god. Oh my god. You could have been in the Olympics. Clap it up.
Breakdancing right now. Woo!
Right? Oh my god.
With my belly. Anyway, I loved dance, but I think I was, I should have expressed that earlier on when I was little. Because by the time I started dance classes, all the other kids were there for like, literally since they were like 4 years old.
Yeah, but you
know.
could have caught up with them.
And I was like in the beginner class, they like fast tracked me into the next class fairly quickly because
I'm gonna move your cable so you don't slap it again.
Sorry.
You're giving a lot of big rumbly booms.
So I was fairly good from
Okay.
just from the start. Like, I had talent for it. And then once I got pushed to the upgraded class, then it became like suddenly very, very difficult because I was just like pushed there, and I was like the oldest kid there, but at the same time the least experienced. So it was kind of hard to like find my place in that like team, I guess.
Did they compete?
Yeah.
You know what your problem was?
What?
You never saw a sports movie. If Chris Brown would have came out with that movie, Step Up, by then you'd have been ready. Is it Chris Brown's Step Up? Stomp the Yard, my bad. Step Up's Channing Tatum. But you could have. Those movies supposed to give you the inspiration, but I could be the best dancer here.
Well,
And then Stomp the Yard.
what I learned fairly quickly is that the parents of those kids that sent them there at the age of 4 are like ex-dancers.
Oh,
They're
dance
one
moms.
of those. They were very living through their children's living their dreams through their children's lives.
Which is what you're supposed to do, right?
And they were like, the parents were like so fucking obnoxious. I remember we went to some competitions and like the parents were so fucking rude. And so that was like one very off-putting thing that made me almost quit. But then what made me actually quit was my actual teacher who didn't know how else to tell me that I was too fat than to just give me a costume out of the costume that was clearly like for a doll and tell me, can you fit it?
I've seen pictures of you when you were 18 and you're a fucking beanpole. There's no way.
Yeah,
That
I'm pretty sure that
12, you're too
that
fat.
moment like fucked me up for a long time because I was just like she was like, well go take it home and see if your mom can refit it, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna take this shit home because I don't think my parents are gonna believe this shit when I tell them. So I took that fucking costume home, which was literally like, I don't know, like imagine like the sleeve is like this wide, like it literally you can like fit a bone through it.
God.
Like you can't put like a whole fucking actual like arm with ligaments and skin. And so I like took it home, and I'm like, oh, Mom, if I'm supposed to like perform with my team, I'm supposed to fit into this costume. Can you alter it? And she looked at it, and then she looked at me, and then she looked at my dad, and then I looked at my dad, and I was like, so the teacher said I was too fat. and then my dad was like, okay, and he left, and then he came home a few hours later, and then I never came back to the class.
Your dad probably pulled up and said, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Yeah.
Teacher, a lady or a guy?
A lady.
Well, hey, ladies can be mean too. I was just trying to check.
It was bad. It
to
was
kind of imagine what your dad would be
and
saying.
I honestly feel like that because I did have like a lot of like I always thought I was fat after that. Thank God, I didn't go through any like eating disorders or anything like that. And I never really like felt the need to watch my diet. But at the same time, I didn't have a lot of confidence about my looks. And I always thought I was fat.
We should go find this lady and fuck up her car.
And like, it's funny because every time, like 5 years, every time I look at like photos from 5 years ago, and I'm like, look at this skinny bitch.
Oh, no.
And then now I think but obviously I'm pregnant, so I don't care.
Was that your only extracurricular activity in all of junior high?
Well, I spent a lot of time on it. It was 3 times a week.
I don't want to pat you, but you got to talk into the microphone.
It was 3 times a week. So that was my only one because I had 2 classes, 2.5 hour long classes, and then 1 gymnastics class.
So you were doing dancing and gymnastics?
Well, the gymnastics was part of the dance class.
Okay, I see.
To like be more flexible and stuff.
Do you know, have I told you what my extracurriculars were in junior high?
Getting beat up?
No, what? Come on, man. That was elementary
Okay.
school. I'm in junior high now.
All
I'm
right.
too big to beat up.
Okay. Well, then you were beating other kids?
No.
Because you were traumatized?
What the fuck?
I mean, I don't know. You went to school where it was allowed to beat kids
That
up
was
with a
in
paddle.
Gary. Down here, there were no beatings.
Okay.
At least that's
so we have also relocated from Gary to Indianapolis.
Yes.
All right. How was the transition, first of all?
Man, did you know that you can be in a classroom where you're the only black kid? Because I didn't know that until I moved down here. I was like, what the fuck?
That's hilarious.
I was blown away. I was like literally like day one of school, like sitting down and being like, there's 3 black kids in here. What the fuck? There was 1 white kid at my last school. 400 kids, 1 white kid. And it was a school for gifted and talented. So you had to like test in at that elementary school I went to. So coming down here, like we went to Ben Davis Junior High. It's pretty big. Ben Davis University now. But like it's, I was kind of, no. I went to, I'm sorry. This is fucked up. So 5th grade, I got a graduation in Gary. And then I moved down here, and the schools here don't move you from elementary school until 6th grade. So I went like...
So what did you do?
I was like ready to go to junior high. I was like, hell yeah, I'm going to junior high. And they were like, nah, dog, you got to do elementary school again.
Wouldn't they, like, since you were already in a school for gifted and talented, they should just have kept you...
I could have tested...
fast-tracked.
I didn't know. I don't know why. I don't know what happened. But it's just... It was probably because we're in the middle of moving, too. And, like... I don't know. Regardless, I have
with everything that I learn, I have less and less faith in the American educational system.
No. Look, I was supposed to be in 6th grade. It's fine, and I literally met half of my friends you know now. I met this year. Fucking Tyler Orball's bitch ass was in the AP classes with fucking John and shit. So they were in like the gifted and talented. I didn't even know it was a thing. Anyway, it's fine. So I did elementary school one more time, and then I was in junior high and I got into my extracurriculars, which were great. I tried out for the basketball team and did so poorly that I never touched a basketball again. Still haven't to this day. I don't even know what one looks like. But the football team recruited me because I was a big ass kid. So they're like, "Hey, you fat kid, you wanna play football?" I wasn't fat. I was bigger. I'm the fattest now that I've ever been.
Big boned.
Yep. So I was doing football. And so I did football for like the first part of the year, and then as spring came around, I did track, and I loved it. I loved it a lot. Football was super cool because it was mostly just me fucking around like with my friends and shit. There's a lot of kids who took it super serious, but like I didn't. It was just something fun to do because I did do football, I'm sorry, in elementary school in Gary, but it was Pop Warner. Like, it wasn't attached to the school. It was just like a league. And so I did that league there, and I was all right. Like, I was just a kid. Like, I wasn't trying to do shit. I never tried to understand the sport. I just enjoyed playing it, if that makes sense.
Me.
Yeah, I just enjoyed, like, playing. Like, I was just, like, excited to be out with my friends. And our school ended up being the township champions. So we beat, there's 3 schools that all pooled into the same high school, and we beat those schools. We beat all 3 of them. Like, we were just, like, the fucking best, right? Junior high in our little area. Okay. And that was great, and we played a bunch, and we had a lot of fun. And I rode the bench, like, a lot, but I got some playing time. And that was, like, 7th grade, and Tyler was the fucking quarterback.
What?
Our friend Tyler is very much not the quarterbackly type, but this is junior high. Anybody could have been anything.
That is insane.
And that's when I, like, met him, and then all my other friends were, like, on the football team, too. And it was super cool. We made, like, I don't know, we used to try to, like, make each other laugh and play around, and then we also played football. But, like, like I said, I was a lineman. My job was just to be heavy and be in the way.
So you are, at what age are you when you stop this?
Stop football? Mm-hmm. I would have been 16.
Okay, so
16.
we're at the age of 16 for Chris, and I still haven't heard a single thing about music. What the fuck?
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. Also in junior high, which would have been 7th grade, which would have been 13 maybe? 13,
sure.
14, 15. Yeah. 7th grade, that's when I started doing music. There was a band class, and I wanted to join it because I did music in Gary, but I was just in choir. And music here was like you play instruments. So I was like, oh, that's cool. And I was like, I want to do that. The track for this in Gary is that you just end up playing at someone's church, and then you learn music that way.
Okay.
There's also a music school in Gary that a bunch of my friends from elementary school ended up going to, and one of those motherfuckers writes songs for Chris Brown now. So, fucked up. What am I doing? Talking to y'all. That's what I'm doing. So I joined band, and I wanted to do the drums.
Yeah.
But they don't want to teach kids the drums who don't have an aptitude for it, because it's like an uphill battle, right? So essentially, you get in there, and it's like picking a Hogwarts house. Like, whichever thing you're good at naturally is the track they put you on, because it helps the teachers, really.
Sure.
Right? Like, and the band was like 50 kids probably, right? So they're like, look, we can either have 100 drummers because everyone wants to play the fucking drums, or like we'll move you guys around. So tried the drums, didn't work, and they're like, oh, we'll give you a saxophone. So I want to play like alto sax, and I tried that, or no, tenor sax. What sax? No, I want to play tenor. So I tried that, and I like blew on it, but like it didn't make a sound. And they were like, oh, like do this, do that, and I couldn't get it to make a sound. It just sounded like a goose, like. And I like couldn't do it. And then so they were like, all right, we're gonna put you on the baritone. And I was like, what's the baritone? They're like, it's like a tuba but smaller. And then I could play that. So I stuck with that, but then that led me to play like the bass guitar and all that shit. And I bought my bass guitar in 7th grade. I saved up like $80 to buy it from this kid.
Oh, cute.
So I did that, and I taught myself how to play like on the internet. But yeah, so that was my other extracurricular activity. But it was concert band, so it's super boring. You wear a little concert band outfit. It's like a little blazer with a fake turtleneck, and you go and play concert band music for old people.
That's funny.
It was like competitions, but that shit was boring. Football, fun. Track, fun as fuck.
Okay. That's fun.
Yeah. What did you do in high school? Because now we're at high school. This is how the story's
All
working.
right.
I'm assuming you guys are keeping up.
Welcome to high school.
High school, Ketty.
Actually...
Busy doing the sex and the drugs and the rock and roll?
Yep.
Tisk.
No, I just want to say I ended up in like one of the best high schools in my city, even though I was considered by 90% of my teachers to have doo-doo brain.
Doo-doo brain?
Clinically.
Oh, can you shout out your city, please?
Prostiof.
Big P out there. PJ and that bitch. Prostiof.
I ended up qualifying, and I passed the entrance exams to like the best high school in my city.
Yeah.
Because there was one teacher who didn't give up on me. Shout out to Miss Komarkova.
Hey, Miss Komarkova, a real savior.
She literally like turned my life around, because I think that if it wasn't for her, I wouldn't have gotten into the high school, and I would have probably, I don't know. I'd probably work in a factory somewhere.
Same here. It's the same default. This is one of the reasons.
What do they do at the factory?
I don't know. Nobody knows.
Nobody
knows. At the
knows.
factory. This is one of the reasons why I love talking about our lives, because it's like I don't know. Wherever you live at, you think that everything's vastly different, and then you meet other people from the same, like, essentially socioeconomical like spots, and you start hearing the stories. Like, this shit sounds the same. You're like, if I would have went to the good school, I'd have been at the fucking factory with everybody else. If you're in Gary, it's a steel mill. If you're down here, it's you get a dope ass job at FedEx that pays you a lot. But that can be fulfilling for people. We're not shitting on it. I'm just saying, like, I didn't want that for myself, and I know that you didn't want that neither.
No.
Factory got my fucking family together, though. That's why my family exists. Inland steel, baby.
Yeah. So I was very thankful, but it was also very difficult starting in that high school because I did actually have to do brain. I was just very lucky with the exam. So I feel like I had a lot of catching up to do. All the other kids that I knew that were accepted along with me, they all had like A grades.
Okay.
All the time for everything. And I was like not a C student, but I was like B/C.
This is starting high
school. Until that teacher like really was very patient with me and explained to me math in a way that I understood. So after that, I still had a lot of learning to do, and unfortunately the teacher I had for math in that high school was the fucking worst.
This is the one that had beef with your whole family, right?
Yes. So
tell us about this dickhead, but also keep in mind, we're looking for extracurriculars here.
Yeah. Well, anyway, I just wanted to like say that.
Set the mood.
Because I wanted to, preface that I really didn't have a lot of time for extracurriculars in the first year of high school because I really wanted to prove that I belonged there. I always felt like I didn't earn it and it was just luck.
Okay. And
so I spent a lot of my time studying. I just really wanted to like not have bad grades anymore. And it was so much harder to have good grades in that school than it was in my like primary/middle school.
But you were getting pushed though, right? Essentially.
Yeah. I was getting pushed mainly just by shame. Nobody was pushing me. It was just me.
That's good though. Because I mean, you developed that skill to kind of keep it going.
Yeah. And so, and eventually I started keeping up and I was good. And I also met Hannah. She was my best friend.
What up, Hannah?
Extracurricular activities involved me visiting my friend Hannah in her village, getting drunk.
That's not it. Oh my god, you're a fucking degenerate.
Yeah, but I kept up with my grades.
Damn. Okay.
I didn't really do anything. I mean, my high school was kind of traumatic.
Oh,
it kind of sucked.
I'm sorry.
Rumors were spread about me that were not very nice.
We should kill those people too.
That led to me being kind of shamed out of the social circle that I had built. Besides Hannah, she was my bestie. And it kind of led me on a path of having a boyfriend that was like 6 years older than me. And that was not nice.
No, we should kill that guy.
Because I was 17 and he was way older than me. He was 24, I think.
17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. 7 years.
Yeah. Fucked up.
Well, so extracurriculars for your boy. I was going to stay in football, which would have been big. Mm-hmm. Ben Davis football is a fucking institution. The football players, they have their own building, training centers and shit, okay? Mm-hmm. Football was very serious at this school. Mm. So I was going to do that. But
why is sport so big in America?
Sports, you're asking a nerd who's about to tell you he dropped out of football to play a toot toot horn.
Yeah, but my impression is that American parents really want to push for their kids to be really good at like one sport.
Yeah.
And to really like stand out and be really, really good.
Yeah. Which
is great. I'm not judging it. I just don't understand it. Is it like it being like a mission to really, really, really be good?
All right.
You know what I mean?
I'm going to speak strictly for what I know and for what I think. This should be phone a friend, but this is just coming strictly from me, all right? There's tiers to this. One is pride, right? Like being good at a sport is fucking, it's tight. It really is though, right? Especially when you have like a good aptitude for it. And like you can become your neighborhood pride if you're really good at basketball, if you're really good at football, shit like that. Like, oh damn, oh boy, like he's one of the best. You know what I mean? Like, damn, he's gonna go pro. Like that's just really exciting to have and to see. and it's inspiration for other people, right? So you got like that super positive aspect. The other thing too is that sports make money for the school. So like the school puts money into it because it puts money back in, right? Like we got this huge football organization. Oh, it brings people to the school as a magnet, right? So damn, that school, there's our rivals were on the other side of town, and like that's the same thing that happened. Like a lot of other schools funnel into that. So it's a good way to kind of keep that going. It's a good way to keep up like competition and all that shit, and like all those things are good. Plus, like there are minor leagues, major leagues, there's all sorts of shit you can end up playing in America. And if you don't, and if you're just good enough at it, you can end up coaching it. It's a legitimate kind of career path if you're doing good, and a way to like keep you healthy, right? So you got all those things that could be the reason why, right? Somebody who actually fucking knows can say it. I don't know. I'm sure there's a video essay on it. I'm sure it's 2 hours long and it's very interesting, and I'll probably watch it someday. But that's it. So football was huge, and I had the potential to like be quote unquote good, but I like don't. That's not in me. Like I think I could have tried at it harder maybe, but I don't know. It started getting so serious, and I had a physical where I didn't have my glasses for the physical, so they wouldn't give it to me. They're like, if you can't see, we're not gonna give you a fucking physical. So I just was like, fuck it, I'll do marching band. And because I like playing music so much, I had been at this point I was in a band, or at least been in a band. I was definitely already like rapping and shit and like making music with my friends, and music was like my true passion. Like it was pulling me, it was drawing me. So doing football would have been fun, but like, why would I do an extracurricular that would take my mind away from music when I love doing it so much? So, so I did marching band, which I thought was going to be pretty chill, but our marching band is 200 deep, and we were like, we got 3rd place in state. And then then we got like 9th in the country, but like we took it very fucking seriously. All right. Like, so I was like, oh yeah, marching band will be fun. And it was like, yeah, dummy, you thought. So I ended up like, I was in great shape. I was like, it's not just the marching. A lot of the marching turns into running, and then it's a lot of breath control. So you got to be able to,
especially if you have like you had an instrument that what's it called?
It's a baritone. It's a big instrument.
No, like those instruments that you have to like breathe into.
Oh, low brass, or they're all called woodwinds.
Woodwinds.
Woodwinds, yeah.
Woodwinds.
And to be very correct, the woodwinds are the ones with reeds, and the brass ones are the brass ones. But you got to breathe into them all. Anyway, so
Okay.
I know. So imagine you're on a hot ass field. All right, you're practicing. You are learning your steps. We also took ballet a little bit to learn how to move our bodies better. Nice. You got to get out there. You get a book with like a 60-page book.
I would love to see you doing ballet.
I was bad at it, obviously. I'm big as fuck. But the book had like your number in it. So you get assigned a number, and you would see where you're at in a formation. Yeah. And so every day, like starting in the middle of the summer, you would like the football players would start doing their practice, and marching band would come out and start doing it to learn like your big show. And so you go stand on your dot, and you move to your next dot, and then you move back and forth a whole bunch, and then you do another one, and another one, another one, another one, another one, until you learn all 62 of the fucking moves in this show, and then you learn how to do that. And I remember every show at about the 3rd part. So you always have like your big fanfare intro section, and then you have like your quiet, slow section where you kind of get to chill, and then you have like the big finisher. Right about this time we start the big finisher, I remember my body being like, why the fuck do you do this? Like, you are dying right now. Because you are just, and you have to, mind you, there's people in the field watching you. You have to be like in step. You have to be moving. You got to be in your little formation and shit. And while you're doing all of that and all this running, you also have to be expertly playing your music. And so you got to be able to breathe when you're supposed to breathe and play when you're supposed to play. And you have to hold your instrument up like this in front of your face, and you can't let it down. You got to be this big, strong triangle. I would like stand in the kitchen and like hold fruit cups and like cans and shit to practice. It was stupid. So we took it very seriously because we're nerds.
That's nice.
And so I did that. And then I started doing track again. And I was doing all the heavy man sports. I was doing shot put, discus, and I was running the 400, and I was pretty good at it. My fastest time was 60 minutes, but I quit doing track to hang out with my girlfriend more. Ooh. I know. To quote my friend John, it's the most disappointing thing you could have ever done. She wasn't my fiance then. Shut up.
You were engaged in high school.
I was not engaged in high school. I was engaged slightly after high school.
Nah. You told me it was engaged in high school.
No. She just didn't. Anyway, so that was the plan. That's what I did. But and then I started a band. Yeah, it was called. We started this band in junior high, and we kept it up into high school. It's called No Trout Left Behind. We would record at Jody's house. I rewrote a rap album and a mixtape at Jody's house. Super fun. And yeah, that's it. Played a lot of Smash Bros after school. Oh, we were cool kids. We did cool kid shit.
Nice.
I should have been on the radio, but I flunked that class. Only class I ever got an F in all of high school.
Which is so funny.
Right?
Because look at us. Look at us now.
Yeah.
Look at you.
That class led to my second F because it was in math. So I wasn't going to get my 21st century scholarship regardless because I was too math dumb. But maybe I would have tried harder if I knew there was an F writing on the line.
Honestly, if I was your mom, after you explained to me the amount of money you lost for this, I would have been so disappointed.
Yeah. Well.
So disappointed.
What are you going to do? Not get an F? I wasn't even paying attention.
Exactly.
Okay. So those are all my extracurriculars. I tried to do it in college, but I didn't. Band was like I wanted to learn bass like as an instrument in school, but in college the only way you could do it is if you played the upright bass, and like the cheapest, shittiest upright bass was like $800. I just couldn't afford it.
You know what I don't understand?
What?
If you have to pay for your classes, why would you even enroll yourself in something that's like, no offense, useless?
I was in school for music.
Oh, okay. Well, that's sorry. Then I'm just saying
to make
that
yourself happy.
Here.
To get yourself a minor. Oh, because you could get a minor. Actually, is the reason why.
Well, and they say money can't buy you happiness.
Yeah, well, can buy you penis if you try. You could get a major, and like my major could have been in music business, and my minor could have been in jazz bass.
Okay.
And then so if your major doesn't work, you can always fall back on your minor.
Okay. Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, when I went to college, we
University.
call college university.
Uni.
When I went to uni, what?
Nothing. Keep going.
When I went to uni, all the classes that I took were $3.99. In fact, I got money to fuck off and go abroad and live there for a while.
Socialist devil.
And then I came back, and all of my grades and all of my academic credits were accepted, so I didn't need to extend my my studies. You know, it was nice. It was good
True
times.
or false? Was your country ever run by communists?
Yeah.
True.
Yeah.
See, guys.
I mean,
see.
I was born
That's
in
what
1989, which is the year that Berlin Wall collapsed. Okay.
Yeah. Well, I'm just saying that because you guys had those, you know, America don't do communism, baby. We pay for our motherfucking schools out here, baby. We accrue debt in this shit.
And see, that's where I was getting with this. Like, if I knew that I am paying for these classes, I would be very deliberate in my choices, and I would literally be like, okay, what is my future profession? What do I actually want to do with my life? And then I would only pay for the classes that would get me there quickly, so I can fuck off and not accrue any more debt than I have to.
This is like a Republican talking point about why they shouldn't have to forgive student loans. Because like just because you went to school to get a fucking degree in
no, if I wanted
history,
to be an anthropologist and I wanted to be, you know, working as a professor in university, then obviously I need to take, in quote, useless classes. This I don't consider those classes useless.
Oh, you're missing the other point too, though.
What?
Some jobs won't give you a job if you don't have a degree. Doesn't matter what the degree's in. Some jobs won't give. So a lot of people get theirs in like poli-sci, political science. They'll just get degrees in what the fuck ever. Like. Sure, I should have been more frugal with my spending in college and buying degrees, but I was also 18 and freshly engaged because I was a dummy who shouldn't be signing loan contracts for that amount of fucking money.
Honestly,
that's all.
What I'm trying to really criticize here is the fact that you have to pay for school at all.
I know, and I agree.
Not the choices students make, especially at the age of 18. Where they receive about 20 offers for a credit card a day in the mail, which is very predatory.
I got my first one when I was 18, and you know why I had to use it? my student loans, my FAFSA didn't come in on time. And so I didn't have all the books I needed for my first day of school. So I bought all my books on a credit card, which had a $1,000 limit, and my books cost $800. Now, here's the thing, Ketty. I'm a freshman, right? Every upperclassman knows this. You do not buy books on the first day. You wait, because half of the time the teachers will be like, we're not even going to use this fucking book. It's just a requirement that the course thing makes me want to do. So I bought some books that I didn't use. You sell your books at the end of the year. You don't sell them for shit. They don't give you half of that fucking money back. And on top of that, some of the teachers will player you and be like, oh yeah, I can tell you where to find old books, cheap books. But I was like, it's my first year of college. I want to do college. I got to do it right. So I bought all the books, brand ass new, out of the plastic and shit. So, $800. First bit of debt. Downhill from there.
This is going to literally, you guys should sit down for this. Because I think American hearts are not ready to hear this.
What is it?
This is wildly illegal.
I don't like that you're laughing.
This is wildly illegal. But my professors had literally collections of texts that we needed for the class from different textbooks. They were at the copy center at the university. They were ready, stacked, and they were like copies from like original publications that they were selling.
Thievery.
But it was so nice because it was literally just the relevant things that we needed. It was in a folder, in a binder. You buy one, you have everything you need for your class. You know you will go through it all. You don't have to buy 5 books. You just need to buy one binder for fucking $1 or something. You go on your merry way.
All right. You know, I thought we were going to be...
I think that's a lot. I think maybe we shouldn't be doing that because...
I thought we were going to talk about extracurriculars. You're over here giving me fucking how to get away with stealing an entire semester. Wish we would have done that.
Yeah, I still have, by the way, all of my materials that I was studying from. I can show them to you when we come home.
I saved one book, and it's on design, and I think it's one of the best books I ever read. So I really kept that.
I don't have a single book from my 5 years of getting my master's degree.
Aww.
All I have is binders of copies of books.
Damn. Oh, last thing, too, before we wrap up. In your last semester of school, sometimes you have to get so many credits to be considered a full-time student.
Yeah.
So that's also why you would pick up silly classes.
Yeah.
So I took a class on like hip hop history because I just wanted something.
Oh, no, same here. I needed credits to be considered a student. I was only going to school on Fridays and I had a job Monday through Thursday. So I had school on Friday from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. I think.
Yeah.
And that also excludes the 2 hours it took me to get to my university city. So that was rough. I don't even know how the fuck I did that.
Should add an extracurricular.
But I needed extracurriculars because I needed the credits to be considered a student, so I didn't have to pay taxes.
Okay, yeah, shit like that.
So I took some classes that they were really, really fun, and I'm so thankful. I learned a lot for life, like life skills, as compared to like practical applications for the fucking job market. Like, no, you can also just learn to be a better human being.
Oh, yeah.
It's fine. But I wouldn't pay for it,
I know.
It's the thing. Like, why do you have to pay for school?
I don't know.
I'm confused. Like, don't you want your population to be smart?
Yes. Actually, you know who we could blame this on? Man. Guess.
Reagan.
Hell yeah. I watched some news video about it, and it all went back to Reagan. Look.
It always goes back to Reagan.
We were supposed to have a fun, non-political conversation about extracurricular activities.
Well, all of my electives at university were political.
Of course they were. All right. Well, here we are at the end of the podcast. Tell us about some of the extracurriculars you took, especially if you don't live in either of the countries that we're talking about. I'm representing America. You can tell from the way that I talk.
This is Marquetta, and one of my elective classes was the Trail of Tears.
Okay. See, I thought in my mind this was going to go, I'm representing America, so... And then you're going to be like, and I'm representing Czech, and instead you hit us with the Trail of Tears.
pivotal part of my history did you learn about in school?
Your history?
Yeah.
Something, Czechoslovakia.
Great.
Slovakia. Slovakia and Czech. They do other thing.
Okay, stop.
Oh, the guy from Hey Arnold. That's the only I'd never learned. Anyway, I wasn't saying that. I thought we were doing I was going to be like, well, I was setting you up to say the thing that I was saying, but about yourself. I was trying to.
Okay, let's do it again.
The moment's lost. Are you sure you want to do it again? I don't even remember what I was saying.
Unless I think about another fun class I took.
Oh my god. Well, I'm Chris, and no, that's not what I was fucking saying. I don't even sound like that. Well, I'm Chris. That's right. Wooly. What if the fuck do I talk like that? Jesus, it's late. Well, I'm Chris, and I'm representing the U.S. in this relationship, obviously.
My name is Marquetta, and I represent the.
Did you forget where you're from?
I was trying to be smart, but I'm just gonna say that I represent Czech Republic.
Czechia. I was worried for a second that you were having extreme pregnancy doo-doo brain. I was like,
I mean that too.
I have to fucking restart you.
Sometimes you need to push the button to reset the system.
God. All right, guys, check out
I
this.
need to get what is it called?
Recombobulated?
No. Like reconfigurated.
Factory reset?
Factory, yeah.
Defragged?
Like defragged. That's
All right, guys,
the word I was looking for.
I'm going to play this outro that I made. You guys got to tell me what you think about it. All right, bye.
Bye, y'all. We'll see you.
First time caller, long time listener. Thanks for all the cake. You're listening to Cake, Chris and Ketty Experience.